Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, I am so excited for this video to finally show you how I'm using my digital Hobonichi planner and how my system is going to be with this planner and all that kind of good stuff. And before I get into it, I first just want to make a disclaimer that you don't need to be using this digital planner. You don't need to be using a digital planner, period. You could be using, your paper Hobonichi. You could be using any kind of planner that has a monthly, weekly, and daily view. It's really just about the system at the end of the day, right? And you can put my system or whatever system into any kind of planner. Just want to make that disclaimer. And so to make it a bit easier for you guys to watch this, I'm going to break this video down into 3 parts. And one is how to import a digital planner and stickers and all that kind of stuff for those of you who maybe are trying to get into digital planning and just want some of the details on the basics. So that's number 1. The second part, I'm going to show you, if you are interested in my digital Hobonichi Cousin, what that planner looks like, and that may be able to help you show, the types of layouts that I have in this planner. Of course, it really is just like the Hobonichi Cousin, but anyways, I'll show you that if you're interested. And then third, of course, I'm gonna walk you through kind of my system and how I'm gonna be using this planner. And so the timestamps will be down below in the description, or of course in that slider status bar thing down there. So if you wanna drag to wherever you wanna go, you could do that so you don't have to watch through the stuff you don't care about. Okay. So first part is how to actually, buy a digital planner, import a digital planner, and what are stickers and widgets and all that kind of stuff. So to get a digital planner, they sell them on people's websites, or of course Etsy is the main place I would go. You just go onto Etsy, search digital planner, and a digital planner is just a hyperlinked PDF. So once you get access to the link, just save the PDF somewhere onto your drive. Then what you will do is go into, hold on, my pen's not connected. You will just go into your GoodNotes app or whatever handwriting app you use. I highly recommend GoodNotes. It's just the easiest, it's the best for digital planning. And then what you do is in your document section, just hit new notebook and hit import down here. And then go to, wherever that file is saved. Okay, so for example, if mine is in this folder or whatever, you just go to the folder and then, kind of choose whatever that PDF is saved. Then it'll import it into here and then you can click on it. So mine's right here. And it'll open up the planner for you. And that's all it is. Then the one other thing that people get confused about is sometimes they think like their hyperlinked planner doesn't work. And the only reason why it's not working is just because you're in writing mode instead of reading mode. To get to reading mode, you hit this little button here. And then now all the hyperlinks in your planner should work. Okay. So that's just a really easy intro to how to import a planner. Of course, you can make your own planner. You can also create one in GoodNotes app itself. I'll link the video of how I did one if you don't want to buy a planner. There's so many options and so many different ways. You can import printables that you already have. The options are limitless. Okay, so then after you import it, the other thing that I want to show you guys is widget packs or widget stickers, right? So sometimes you'll get a planner that comes with widgets, and widgets is really just a fancy term for stickers that you could write on, which is basically just a picture. So for example, in my Hobonichi pack, you get this GTD widget stickers. And what it is it'll come in a GoodNotes file and you can import this file into your planner. So what you do for that is you save that link. It'll be like a .goodnotes extension or something like that. And then you just, in your planner, when you hit this little 4 quad square view, you can go, I like to import my page at the very back of the planner. And then you can just hit this plus sign. Again, go to import down here, go find that GoodNotes file and then click it. And then it will add it into here as a page. So that's this. The other way you can do it is usually, not always, but usually the shop should offer your stickers kind of in a PNG file because these stickers are basically just a picture. And then from there, you can also import it by adding a photo on your daily page. So for example, if I was in here you could go over here to import photo, click that photo and put insert from if it's not in your photo library. If it's not in your photo library, go to your files and pick where that PNG is and then import it here. And then at the same time, you can copy it and save it into your element section, which is what houses all of your stickers. Okay, so any questions on that, just let me know, but it's pretty easy. So here, when I import this file, it has all of my widgets saved. And what's great about this is I can just circle it, copy. And if I wanted to use that widget on a specific page, it's already ready and you just paste it. See? And it's perfect quality if you look. And then now you can write your inbox things, for example, on your widget or sticker and copy everything from page to page. Okay, so that's how you import stickers or widgets. So those are kind of the digital planning basics just to get you started. And now let's talk about this Hobonichi Cousin Planner, if you guys are interested. If not, skip to the next section where I talk about like how I'm going to be using it. Okay, so this digital planner is basically, I've tried to keep the layout similar to the Hobonichi Cousin. That's the inspiration. It's obviously not exactly like the Cousin, but it obviously has inspired me to make a digital form of it, just because it's been Hobonichi month, you know, at the time that this video goes live. Hopefully it's still September. September is Hobonichi month, and I knew that I wanted to do digital planning for next year because that's what I've been using now and it's been working well. But I was loving all of the Hobonichi content, and you know how it is, you get influenced. And so I was like, okay, I need to make a digital planner or something because I need to get in on this Hobonichi action. So that's what was my inspiration for this. And I've kept it very simple. If you guys have seen my Etsy shop before or seen some of my content, you'll see that I like to keep things really minimal, really, you know, just very functional. Not that, you know, pretty deco planning can't be functional, but I'm very minimal in that sense. So this planner is the same, but it's very functional and things are all linked even though it's an undated planner. So this is just the cover page. Again, very simple. I just put planner and year so that you could add the year here. Then I started filling this out a little bit, but you'll see that they are undated. So I'm going to go into read write mode. Okay, so January, this is the monthly. It's already filled out. So let me go to a blank page. So here is March. Let me zoom you in a little bit. So this is what a standard monthly page looks like. And you'll see on the left hand here, I have weeks 1 to 6 because it is a Monday start planner. And so with a Monday start, some months could have technically 6 weeks. So because it's undated, I had to give room for all 6 weeks. And then from here, of course, on the side is the months, all of the months, and they are all hyperlinked. So if you hit November, December, October, it'll just jump to that month. Now, even though it's undated, I wanted you to be able to easily navigate between days, between weeks. So within each monthly layout, you'll see the weeks that I just talked about, weeks 1 to 6 on the side. And if you hit those are hyperlinked to the week. So if I go back, I was in March. If I want to go to the first week of March, I hit that button and it gets me to March week 1. So this is the daily view, and within the daily view, you'll see that the layout is kind of like the Hobonichi. The timing I have from here, 4 a.m. to 3 a.m. I think Hobonichi might start at 5 a.m., but I know I have some people who are early wakers like me, so I thought I would start at 4 a.m. I've also made this a 12-hour clock system instead of 24 hours. I just find it a lot easier to read. So those are kind of the two differences. If you can see, I'll zoom you in a little bit more, but you'll see that there's the very faint grid, which I really love, and it's the 2.5 millimeter grid, which is the same as the rest of my inserts in my planner shop. Now, on this page, it's also linked to the daily pages. So at the top, you'll see the days of the week across, and you'll see a little space to put like the actual, you know, number, like what date that is. And then each of these days of the week are linked to that specific day. That way, when you're on this page doing your weekly planning, if you want to easily jump to a day, you'll be able to do that. So see, if I hit Wednesday, for example, it takes me to Wednesday of that week. Okay? And so here, since we're here already, this is the daily view. And in the daily view, you have, again, numbered 4 to 3 the same way. And I actually want to show you something really cool. In order to date this planner, because of the way that it's laid out, it's super, super quick. So wait, let me just show you these layouts, and then I'll show you how when you date it, it's going to be super fast. So the 4 to 3, the same way as on the weeklies, and then you kind of have your 3 priorities at the top, and then kind of this blank space to fill out whatever you want. And I've been loving this view because I do like, you know, the schedule to see what my day looks like, but I've also been memory planning in my dailies. A little bit tidbit into my system, but I've been loving using this space either for notes or for pictures or whatever. It's really versatile. And then of course I left this big space for you to put the actual date. Now, on the daily pages, again, there's hyperlinks. So if you want to now jump back to the week that you were on, you can just hit the 3, which denotes like the month. So the month will obviously change whatever month you are in, obviously. And I wanted to put that there just so that you knew which month it was, so you wouldn't get confused. And if you click here, it brings you back to the week. Okay, so that's the layout for, you know, all the weeklies and the dailies. And I really love that because then you can navigate between the weeks, you can navigate between the days, and of course you have the monthlies always on the side to jump wherever you want. That's always really important to me for an undated planner, is that you can still easily navigate to things. Sometimes it's harder, or like some planners don't have hyperlinks for undated because it's not dated, but I do like all the pages already to be there and them to be linked so I can jump around. And so one other thing I'm just going to show you is that this is the monthly view, then it's the weekly view, then behind it is the dailies. And I know in the Hobonichi, for example, it has all the monthlies together, all the weekly together, and then all the dailies together at the back. And I don't like that personally, so I have made them following each other. I just think this makes a lot more sense if you're trying to flip through things. Okay, so that's kind of like the gist of it. Super simple, but I think really functional. I've been testing it for a little while now, so I'm so excited to finally show you. And I dated one page, the January, and I just kind of wanted to show you why it's so easy to date undated planner. I actually made a, not a TikTok, a reel about this. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should follow me there, because I do give little tidbits there first. Okay, so let me quickly show you how to add this. It's super simple, or not add this, sorry. Let me go to a blank one actually. So for monthlies, after you've dated the first one, it's really easy to date the next one because you would just copy. Okay, copy what you've dated. And so for example, February ends on a Tuesday, right? So, or ends on a Monday. So I know March is going to start on Tuesday. So I just go to March, paste all the ones already done before. And actually this one fit perfectly, but like what you can do is just shift things around, right? So for example, let's make it a bit harder because this was too easy. But for example, if March really started on a Monday, you could just go like this and move the dates around with the lasso tool so that you don't have to redate everything, right? Like you don't have to write it, you just copy it over and move them around. Okay, so that's super easy and quick. Okay, and then the other thing is, I know I missed a day there, but so the other thing is if I wanted to add a couple more days, you just copy, paste, and then go into your edit and just edit each day, right? Like this should be 29, this should be 30, this would be 31, and then I can move them to the right spot. Oops. And that's how you would really quickly date the months. Now, I want to show you something super cool about this planner that allows you to easily date it though for the week. So in my monthly view, what I would do is you copy over whatever week you're trying to date. So let's say I'm dating March 1. go to week 1, paste what you just copied, and because the distance for the weeklies is the exact same as the monthlies, you'll see that I was literally just be able to copy and paste and move it up to the spot, and it all fit perfectly, and I don't have to rejig things around. And so because of this, it is super simple and quick to date the planner if you wanted to. I know some people don't like undated because, you know, you got to date it yourself, but in this way it's so easy, and then you can use the planner over and over again without paying for another planner, right? And then of course the dailies, you could date those yourself as well. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that because I thought this was like a really cool function of this planner. I'm going to delete this so that I don't get confused. And that's how you would date this planner, and that's what the layout looks like. Okay, so now let's get into the good stuff, which is my system. Okay, so for my system, I've talked about this in the past, and it hasn't changed much from what I'm planning to use it for. But first, let me just talk about how I use each of the layouts, and then I'll talk about kind of how I'm incorporating GTD, because I'm still obviously using GTD in this system. I'm going to be using it in this system. Okay, so with the monthly pages, I do my pre-planning in the monthlies. So for me, I'll always date all the monthlies. I probably won't do it for each week, even though it is quite simple. But because it's so quick, I can just do it the Sunday night before. It's not a big deal. But I'll pre-date all of the months because that's where I'm going to do my pre-planning. At least I hope. I'm trying not to buy a Hobonichi Weeks, and even if I do, maybe I'll try to use it for something else, but I want to do my pre-planning here because what I like is having my plans on me. Like when I'm out or making plans or whatever, I don't want to, like, I don't carry like a physical planner, so I don't want to be like, oh, I don't actually know if I have plans that day, so I want to make sure I have it on me. And with digital planning, you always have it on you because I have the Good Notes app on my phone. So that's why I wanted to put the pre-planning in the monthlies. So yeah, I'll pre-date everything and then I'll put in the pre-plans. The best thing about digital planning, you can just erase it so you don't have to worry about it taking up a lot of space or plans changing or whatever. Oh my God, don't even get me started on how good digital planning is. So that is the monthlies and what I plan to do there. Then in the weeks, I am using this. I always like a weekly view, and I actually like to do a daily view now, especially with a lot of things going on. I just find it's good to also plan the night before. But on the Sunday before the week, I would go in and I would copy, like I said earlier, I would go here, copy over the dates, and then kind of transfer anything that's in my pre-plans into here. The other thing that I kind of like to do is I like to go and check what my work planner looks like. So that's my Outlook. And what I will do is I'll take a screenshot of my work planner and paste it kind of at the bottom because, you know, once it gets to like 8 o'clock, that's kind of wind down time. I'm not going to be making plans then. So I just like to stick it in at the bottom here with like a picture of my Outlook calendar. That way I can kind of see what the week looks like for work. Then after I've, you know, copied over my pre-planning here, I'll use my daily routines and copy in kind of what the daily, you know, all the stuff that I do each week would look like, and I would just add it to those dates. So that would be kind of like my working out, groceries, like watering the plants. And what I'm using for my routines is basically this routine card. I'm thinking of taking a picture of this and putting it into the planner, so I also have this with me, but it hasn't been a big issue just because when I'm doing my pre-planning, I'm usually at home anyway, so I have this on me, but this is also in my shop. I can link it down below if you're interested, or just write it on a piece of paper or write it on one of the pages on your planner. It really doesn't matter. And so from there, I'll copy in the stuff that I do on a weekly basis, and that would kind of be what my weeklies are for. Then the other thing that I want to add to my weeklies is kind of incorporating GTD. So because this planner doesn't have its own separate GTD sections, although you could add it easily by just, you know, inserting it maybe behind the cover page or whatever if you wanted to, what I thought might be fun, that's why I wanted to try and included it in this planner, is the widgets. So what I would do is I would go into my widget pack and I would kind of copy over the things that I would need. So as an example, I would copy over, I'm going to copy over these two. And then I'll go back to my page And I'll kind of show you what those two are for. So in the weeklies, or you could do this in the dailies as well. Uh-oh. Depending on where there's space, I might want to include these. So for example, this top one, let me zoom you in a bit more so you could see. I'll just resize this a little bit. That's huge. Obviously you wouldn't want to make it this big, but this I'm going to use as a habit tracker. So it's a really versatile widget because you could use it for habit tracking, you could use it for tasks, like weekly tasks, and then mark off what day you want it to be done. It's also left blank at the top for a title, so you can add in whatever title, based on whatever it is. And then here, for example, I'll copy in my inbox, you can copy in your projects, you copy in next actions, whatever you want. And then from there, I would either keep it in my weekly if I had room, or what I kind of like to do is copy them into my dailies. Because the dailies like have so much room, I will copy them to my dailies and then kind of check them day by day, right? And I can just keep copying them over. With digital planning, it's so easy just to copy things over wherever you want. And that's how I would incorporate kind of GTD. I have a lot of videos on how the actual system works. So if you're interested in that, just look up the video up here or down below and you can see those GTD videos. But now that I've been doing GTD for so long, I can kind of take shortcuts here and there because I'm basically, you know, the system is ingrained in my head at this point. So that's how I'm going to be doing GTD. If you guys want a, more deep dive on that, just let me know down below and I can make a separate video about that. Okay, and then of course, so that was my weekly planning, and then the night before I like to do daily planning too. So another thing that's amazing from the weekly to the dailies, I just wanted to show you, this is while I was testing it still, so it's not in the final, like this wasn't like the final hyperlinked planner, but I was just testing out this page, is that this is the same page that we were just talking about, the same weekly, and it's a filled out example. So what I would do is, in your weeklies, once you've filled out your pre-planning and then you're trying to do something the night before, what you can do is copy that page of information. So say you're planning what Thursday, right? You copy over all your pre-plans, then you go into the Thursday. Sorry, let me get you a blank Thursday. So say I go into my Thursday. If you just paste it, because again, the dailies line up to the weeklies, everything will just flow perfectly into this schedule. So you don't even really need to move anything around. The only thing is that this daily section is wider, so you could, make your written out notes a bit wider, but otherwise everything will still line up to the time that you had done in your weekly. So I really, really love that integration. It just makes things so much easier when you're, pre-planning or copying things over. I just think it's so functional and I love that. Okay, so the dailies. So basically, it's pretty straightforward. I copy over the weeklies like I just did, and then I make notes here, or I add in pictures that I took of the kids that day. And that part I've been really enjoying, just being able to do my memory planning with my actual planning. And I like that because I'm not good at journaling and I'm really bad at memory keeping, in terms of I always leave it for 2 weeks and then have to catch up on 2 weeks worth of data, which is pretty annoying. So this has just been great because it's so easy. I don't even have to print off pictures. I can just insert it from my phone, basically, which is synced to my iPad. All right. So that's basically it for the system on how I'm going to be using it here. The other thing that I will do is I do want to keep a physical copy of this planner, and what I would do is print it and then put it inside my half-letter discs. I've already done a video about that, and so I'll link that video. I won't share it again, but basically I'm just printing out the planner and putting it in half-letter discs, and then that way I have a paper copy as well. If you guys want any more details on anything in this video, I've been going through it really quickly. If you guys want a detailed video on one part of it, just let me know down below and I'll certainly do that. And let me know if you guys are using Hobonichis this year. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are, but if anybody would want to be interested in going digital, yeah, let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!